So, what are the important questions that I keep getting asked in this market? Okay, when I say this market, I mean when I say this market, I mean the real retail investors who are entering the market or who have entered the market, and what are the questions that they are asking. One, why did the market crash and when will it recover? This is a question which nobody can answer. Market has not really crashed too much, because even though it crashed in the month of March, it recovered substantially in April itself, and after that it has not really fallen too much. In fact, some parts of the market are very terribly overpriced, and some parts of the market could be underpriced. So don't go by the average. Some shares have not fallen much, or they may fall further, or they may not fall further. But some shares have been beaten out of shape. The PSU sector especially has been beaten out of shape, and these are shares, I mean, for those people who had a slightly longish memory, BHEL used to be 400 rupees, it came down to 20 rupees. This is the kind of fall which BHEL has seen. I'm not talking of 400 rupees now. 400 rupees was its 2007 prices, perhaps, if my memory serves me right. And there's been no split or bonus, and that was hammered down to 20 rupees. Of course, there are reasons. I'm not even saying there are no reasons, but yes, market has been beaten out of shape. We do not know when it will recover. None of us know when this pandemic will be solved. None of us know how our governments will behave and how our people will behave. I mean, it is easy to blame the government for things which have gone wrong. How much of the blame should be taken by the individuals? So we are not getting into any of those areas. We do not know whether airlines will recover first, or hotels will recover first, or whether companies making booze will recover first, right? So we don't know any of those things. So all of us are now just guessing. It is fairly obvious that companies like ITC will do well, because people's addiction actually increases. People actually start smoking more during stress. And face it, ITC is a tobacco company which also misallocates some money towards FMCG, hotels, etc., but largely a tobacco cash flow company. So it will always have cash flow. So some of those companies will have cash flow, many of those companies will not have cash flow. So it might also become very attractive for the government to tax the cigarettes further. So you might find that as a negative on ITC. So similarly, you have no clue when the market will recover. Step 2 question is, should I stop my SIP? Yes, you should stop your SIP if you have a cash flow problem. Your income has dropped. Your company has told you that there will be a 20% cut in your salary or your monthly income. So therefore, you should also make maybe a 20% cut in your SIP. So if you have 5 SIPs, you should stop 1. There is no point in saying my salary has gone down, so I will stop all my SIPs. That is, please remember, in future, you have all your goals, right? Nothing has changed in your goals. So if there is a 20% cut in your salary, I'm not saying it can be proportionate, but maybe you make a 30% cut in your SIP. But make sure that you pay your school fees, your term insurance, your medical insurance, etc., etc. Those things you must pay. After that, when you have a surplus, reallocate it to the mutual funds. Don't say all my SIPs will go to zero. Doesn't make sense. The third question is, now that the market is low, should I be buying? So these are the slightly more adventurous FOMO guys who feel that in April they didn't buy and that was a big mistake and they should be buying now. My answer is, I do not know. If you are an SIP kind of a person, continue your SIP. If you had stopped your SIP for whatever reasons in March, you panicked. So March and April you stopped your SIP, May you stopped your SIP. That's fine, but at least in July, August, you should revive that SIP if you do not have a cash flow issue. You have no clue when the market will recover. When the market fell in the month of January, we did not know the impact of the COVID will be international. Now we know it is spread at least to 150 countries. I mean, that's the whole world. Every country is losing people, lost people or losing people. The numbers may be up and down, but that is happening. We did not know this in Jan. In March, when it fell, we thought, oh God, this is bound to happen. Maybe there is international implication. But in April, it recovered. So we have no clue to be able to predict market movement. So bus lage raho. If you have the cash flow, continue your SIP. If you don't have the cash flow, don't stop your SIP because you are sure that the market is going to fall. I see enough number of people on media who are largely headline hunters who keep saying, abhi to market girega, abhi to market girega. We have no clue. The market has a mind of its own. And the market will do what it has to do. You have to do what you have to do. Don't get into predicting what will happen. Don't worry. Mutual funds are today being helped by the fact that there is tremendous amount of money being pumped into the economy. If RBI has put 1.5 lakh crore at the disposal of banks at 3%, there's a good chance that every bank will borrow that money and buy back, issue a call on all its loans. So, right, your AT1s are likely to be redeemed. So, you don't buy a very high rate of interest, high ITM AT1, and you find that 3 months from now they issue a call and all the premium that you paid is gone to the dust, right? So be careful about retail individual investing also, especially if you're bond buyers in AT1 bonds and all that. Be careful. If you're in a mutual fund, hopefully the fund manager will be able to handle it, right? So what is the other question? Yeah, the other question is, should I repay my loans? Yes, you should repay your loans, especially if you have a surplus. I don't think the equity markets are going up in a great hurry. So if you have a small amount of money, let's say you have a 1 crore housing loan and now you have 2-3 lakhs, it will be absolutely indifferent whether you invest the same or you repay the loan. My suggestion would be, if you are taking a 20-30 year view on 2-3 lakhs, you're better off investing. But it depends on individual case to case, how sure you are that your job will continue, etc., right? So based on all that, you have to decide what is good for you. This is generic gyan, so this suits maybe everybody. Okay, another question which I find it difficult to answer is, when will the market recover? We have no clue when the market will recover. Too many factors impacting it. Market fell, then it recovered. Now it's somewhere here. Maybe it will go like this. Maybe it will go like this and then go like this. We don't know how the markets will move. If you take the past charts, you realize that none of this was very great and predictable. But one thing was predictable, that now from 1979 till today, market has gone up almost 400 times, right? 350 times to be more precise. So when you know that over a 30-40 year period it is going to do that, so then you don't have to worry about the day-to-day movement, because none of us know what to do. Another worry which people have is the market fell 30%, my portfolio also fell, but when the market recovered, my shares didn't recover. Have I bought the wrong stocks? Very difficult to say. Suppose you had bought Indigo at 1750, very clearly near the top of 1800, and now it is 950. What should you do? Well, you made one mistake in retrospect. That time you didn't know what was going to happen. You bought Indigo. That was mistake, which is again by retrospect I am saying that. At that point in time, I was also bullish on Indigo. Luckily, I didn't buy at those prices. I sold at about 1500. So on the way up, after that I had the mortification of watching it go to 1800. So these things will happen in the market. So are you stuck with the wrong share? I don't think so. The market is here at the share price is 950. It will recover. It will take time. Am I saying it will recover in October and November? No. After the virus is being conquered by whatever means, and the world economy revives, it will take 1 year at least, right? What you have shut down for such a long time will take a year. So maybe Indigo will take 2 years to recover. Maybe people will say, oh, now that it has started, let me buy. We don't know. Don't try predicting individual stocks. If you're happy buying Indigo, if you were happy buying Indigo at 1800, it's a good buy at 950. If you are saying that the worst is not yet behind us, there is still a lot of uncertainty, which means people are not going to spend too much on travel, etc. So, right, so take your call based on all that. I don't have a ready-made answer for it. Why has your portfolio incurred losses? Your portfolio has incurred losses simply because the market has come down. Some shares would have come down more than the market, some would have come down less than the market. You decide to do your asset allocation, maybe it's time for you to do that. That is more important. Don't try to fix the parts of the portfolio saying, oh my god, I should not have been in airline, so let me sell. Now that is one of the worst things you can do. Remember, you bought high, which in retrospect only, you didn't know at that time whether it would be high, whether it go higher. Whenever we invest, we expect when we put money at 1800, we want to sell it at least at 3600, maybe at 18,000, but things went wrong, right? So don't try guessing. If you liked it at 1800, buy it at 900, provided you have the patience to wait for it to come back to 1800 or 2000 or whatever your target is, right? Thank you.